Welcome back everyone to more Standard on Arena with me, Autumn, aka Rainy the Witch. Today we're playing more Mono Green Landfall. Probably the final Mono Green Landfall stream for a little bit. I've been playing it so much on stream recently because I have the Arena Championship coming up this weekend. And it's my weapon of choice. I love this deck. I've also been writing a guide for it over on my Patreon and my Metafy. So go check out my Patreon, !Patreon, link on screen, or my Metafy, !Metafy, link above me. If you want a guide to playing this deck and sideboarding with this deck. Landfall, of course, is all about lands entering the battlefield and triggering your stuff. Fetch lands trigger your stuff twice. If you Earthbend a fetch land, then the fetch land comes back to be reused in the process too. And by doing this, we pump our Hydras real big, we get counters from our Ascensions, we get lots of triggers from our Harmonizers and from our Nurseries, and all that good stuff. Let's get into some games now with Mono Green Landfall. And thank you for those resubs, EPM and Lady Hester. Hey, that sounds pretty good. Lessons. Fair enough. Torch the tower in lessons. Huh. Oh, hey, Alchemical. Hey, Glitch. Good to see you both. I could save the Badgermole to target the escape tunnel. If there wasn't a Gran in play, I'd probably do that. The fact that Gran is in play makes me like kind of interested in hoping they don't have another removal spell and that my 2/2 stops them attacking, I guess. So I would like for them not to loot, especially if they have a monument in hand that they want to play this turn. Even if our Badgermole dies, then delaying the monument by a turn is worth something too, right? Hey, Kestrel. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Oh, they almost have their discount online. This is interesting. I could tutor for something, or I could just jam the Hydra. Or I could fight the Gran. Maybe that's the lime. Probably the lime. Aw, hey Jenny. Safe travels. Good luck this weekend. I hope you crush it. Sure you're gonna do great. That's a good card. Oh boy, isn't it just... Kinda just want to resolve it. Whilst I'm able. Can always play the Hydra next turn, right? Obviously I could have gone Hydra Forest, make this a 2/2 and save my fetch for next turn and play this next turn. But then the Hydra is like pretty vulnerable. This way we get tokens and a big Hydra. It's kind of nice, especially if they tap out to level up Storm Chasers here. Obviously there's a risk that they ultimate their Ral next turn, which would suck, but... I guess it's technically... Foresee. Thank you for the 1 month for each way you can split up a set of 5 distinguishable things. Months worth of support. I appreciate each and every one of that kind of unpronounceable quantity of months of support. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's tricky. We could tunnel delay Ral. The problem is they have 2 guaranteed spells. So they only need a third spell. Also, Callie, thank you for the 73 months of support. The much more pronounceable number. I know, it's tricky. I just feel like we lose if this ults. This might be incorrect. I'm willing to believe this could be incorrect. It feels like our battlefield's going to get so large so quick now. Alright, sure. Obviously they have a lot of blockers is the tricky bit. They would have altered Rao if we hadn't done that. I guess the tricky thing is we're now taking 12 and there's no guarantee we can get the Ral off the board anyway. Oh my god, taking 15. Yeah, maybe that just wasn't a winning line. This Rao is very impressive. The Rao is doing kind of insane work, TBH. Need to draw like a Greenshell or something, or a forest. Or a forest. So they activate, get back boomerang, remove a blocker, and we're dead. If the Rao was like any other card, I think this game would have been quite easy. But the Rao was like kind of insane. That is a helpful picture, 4C. I agree. Oh my god, what a beating. So we want Origin of Metalbending, presumably, despite the fact it would not have done much in that specific game. And we want Surrak and Lanterns. And they're the Otters version, so I don't particularly want Hydras. Don't particularly want this stuff, and we can take out a Greenshell. This seems reasonable. Yeah, they had Iros in hand already. It was the first thing they played for turn. So we would not have beaten Rao. Octahedron with the tier 2 resub. Thank you, Octahedron, for that additional support. Heck yeah. I guess we're going to 5. Why do I keep Elf against Lessons? Mostly because it, like, if you get to untap with it, it's obviously great, but even if you're just tying up their mana in the developmental turns, that's slowing them down from, like, making an Artist's Talent or a Grangran. So it's still kind of buying you time in a sense. That said, I think I have to get rid of it from this hand, maybe, just because, like, I've mulled to 5. I think the fact that I've mulled to 5 makes it a lot harder to keep Elf. Gonna be a little bit hard to win with this hand regardless, mind. Yes, this is the line. I'm gonna hold off on playing the Escape Tunnel till turn 2, because if we play a Badgermole, we're probably gonna want to Earthbend it on turn 3. Alright. Now I have to play it because I have 3 drops in my deck. Incoming turn 3 Badgermole. Hey, Emily. Classic River Pyre before Boomerang. Indeed, indeed. Well, they clearly have a removal spell of some kind in hand. Kind of annoying. If we'd had been able to hold open Metalbending last time, we'd have got to counter the Boomerang. Although, of course, they might not have gone for it into open mana, so maybe slightly immaterial. Keeping Storm Chasers post-board is also a little sus. I'm not convinced I agree, but I don't know. For a little while, I was trying out this whole boarding out Storm Chasers thing against the green decks. It felt like my win rate dropped when I was doing it. Like, you technically end up with more cards that line up well in the matchup, but you end up being like a much less flexible deck. I think can have costs. Like, we died to Storm Chasers last game, right? Looks like we're gonna die to Storm Chasers this game, although obviously we did Mole to 5. Does not particularly help matters. Indestructible Chocobo time. Damn. Opponent's giving us a chance. I'm not necessarily cracking these yet, so I guess I'm just gonna leave them chilling in play. Well, if I play this, I can get Llanowar Elves down. That's probably worth not having another fetch land in play, I suppose. I guess it's pretty likely I do end up cracking the tunnel. I can't attack, right? It's pretty likely I do end up cracking the tunnel, because then I get to go Nursery Explorer anyway. Yeah, exactly, VV. You're right. We want 6 forests in play. Pretty badly. So I guess I should probably have cracked it already. Because of one Cheetong. In that case. Alright, this is looking somewhat chill. We get to go Icetill Nursery, make Watery Folk. One Cheetong is like the card versus this deck. Accurate. One Cheetong is exceptionally obnoxious. Yeah, it's true. To be fair, a lot of things are mopey against Nursery. Alright. I assume this is good enough, but I guess we will find out. It's hard to imagine it's not good enough. Oh no, my Icetill Explorer. Whatever will I do? Yeah, you broke down and picked up a one Cheetong because of this matchup. Honestly, probably a good move. Card is very nice. How have we still not seen a single talent on Monument? It's deeply strange. Anyway. Oh, there's 2 one Cheetongs? What? I did not realize that. Alright, whatever. Seems mid, but fine. Opponent's milling to 5. Excellent, excellent news. It's one of the ways a 1 Mole to 5 can kill us, but... Boomerang time. Well, there's a Jumpstart version. That makes sense. Oh, hey, Jimura. Yeah, this mono green deck is like kind of sick. Kind of a sweet one. Alright, I enjoy that my opponent's not doing very much, I will say. Obviously love to get down a lantern, but I think I have to jam my spell. Oh, fair enough. Okay. No second accumulate, please? Oh, are they gonna firebend their otter? Okay, they are not. I was like, they could firebend to draw 3, right? That would be very funny. I really want to play a 4-drop. But I also really want to play a lantern. Huh? Thank you for a prime percent of a year there, Jamura. Such a prime percent. I appreciate each and every percent. Oh my goodness. Honestly, it's possible I end up cycling this. We just want to hit land drops pretty desperately right now. Or disenchants. I'm not picky. That's quite good. So I can use Icetill to ramp, or I can just Sapling Nursery and make 2 3/4s. I kind of like the 3/4s, because then this Greenshell is already threatening. Obviously, if they have specifically a null, I'm gonna stop streaming on the spot. Okay, thank God. Just like quit the stream, go do something else with my time. There we go. Pretty nice. They're just leveling up talent. Deregister from Arena Champs. See if there's still a spot open in the CCQ. Are they drawing 3? Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough, my friend. Uh-oh. Okay, opponent has an exceptionally large number of cards, unfortunately, but we do get to slam a Greenshell and cross our fingers. Play Greenshell Roulette. Oh, that's quite good too. That was a pretty good Greenshell, I think. It was an acceptable fellow. And yet, it just keeps going. This interaction is so dumb. Yeah. Oh. Alright, well, wanna know. Good start. We won on our multi-5, but opponent could not win on this. Horrendous for mental focus and just negative EV. But am I meant to? That's fair, no. I will not do it. I will be a reasonable person. I've got a Pro Tour to qualify for. Just think of the story, though. Qualifying for the Pro Tour and the Limited Championship in the same weekend from home. Think of the story. My sheriff. Rude. I wish we had anything to do on turn 3. Oh hum. Kaito time. Kaito versus 2 Sapling Nurseries. Genuinely unsure who would win. I guess we're gonna find out. Please don't have a deep cabin bat, my friend. The fundamental reality of this deck. No, that's not having things to do on turn 1 and 2. Maybe you just don't have things to do on most turns of the game. Maybe that's how this deck works. Once you hit turn 4 though, whew, then you're rolling in options. Yeah, that's what the mulligan button is for. I agree. Indeed. Why not play some Rampant Growths? I tried out some Rampant Growths. They're like fine. Problem is they're just so much weaker than all the other early plays. So you like, sure you can keep them, but it's still like, sometimes it's still worse than just mulliganing for the early plays, you know? Yeah, it's also not a full card outside of exactly turn 2, exactly. It's like by far the worst possible draw in your deck in a lot of scenarios, which is quite sad. Assume I'm just meant to sack this now, play around. Tidebinder and such. Luckily we have the best card in our hand for next turn, Fabled Passage. Don't think I won't put 4 tree folk in front of your Kaito, friend. The creature's getting quite large. Has to be said. Those our creatures are getting quite wide, so, you know. Alright. Kind of want to block like this. If I double block both, I take no damage, which is nice. But if I quad block like this, it's kind of just impossible that this Kaito ever survives, right? Because they can only have 2 black mana. I guess the other world is I could quad block Soulstone. And then I just attack the Kaito. That actually sounds kind of more interesting to me. Because we only take 5 either way, and they've already... Yeah. Also, they lose a mana this way, which is actually pretty relevant when they have 6 cards in hand. You don't particularly care which. I think blocking the Sanctuary is better. They're certainly not, like, highest confidence. Opponent's just, like, praying we don't have another land in hand in our 26 land deck. I mean, I kind of just want a Greenshell. Oh, if I escape tunnel before Greenshell, then if they go to interact with Greenshell, we can crack escape tunnel in response. And we have to assume they have something for the Greenshell. I could also just start with triple attacking Kaito first and like see if they act. Yeah, I think I start by triple attacking Kaito and see what they do. Because they might just tap low to protect him anyway. Like how Greenshell plays around Tidebinder. Same. Kaito down. See, we're going to lead on Escape Tunnel and then play Greenshell. That's the plan. It puts our opponent in a real squeeze. Yeah. They do not want to keep playing Magic. Honestly, reasonable. Oh, that's fair, no. I was thinking if we play out fetch, we just get to say go though. we don't have to crack the fetch at any point. We force them to act first, and they only have 3 mana. So the moment they, like, blink at all, we get to crack it. It's kind of my thinking. It's not clear to me which sequencing is better, although obviously both of them are pretty insane for us. Yeah, that's true, no, that's true. I should probably just be prioritizing getting the 4 3/4s, you reckon? Yeah, that makes sense, no. Alright, time to see how these Meltstriders feel in practice. I liked the idea of them in theory, but I haven't actually got to try them out yet. Mostly I just want, like, more redundancy against Deep Cavern Bat, where if they see a Nursery, it's not, like, necessarily trivial for them to take it with Bat. So having a couple removal spells makes that more complicated for the opponent. Also, if someone Tidebinders an Icetill, you then get to Meltstriders to kill the Tidebinder, which is pretty nice. This is the theory. Slightly awkward hand, but certainly not mulliganing. Well, now, if you're gonna do that, I guess I'm just playing a fetch land on 1. Fair enough. Now, if they want to kill Elf, they're not playing Kaito on 3. Oh. Oh. Do you have 2 kill spells, opponent? Okay. They don't play Quenches anymore, right? I kind of still just want to jam the Icetill rather than the Badgermole. Or Disdainful Stroke, I guess. Oh, they do still play Quenches. Okay. I guess they... Yeah, it's less common than it used to be. Yeah, it must just be like a one-of or something, right? Fair enough. Alright. Okay. Sure thing. Are they dead somehow? I guess probably not. We can warp this, play ice, escape tunnel, make this 4. Give unblockable. Oh, it's really awkward because we have to sack it with the trigger on the stack, so we don't actually get to Badgermole it. So I guess they're not dead. Right? It's deeply problematic. Frick. Yeah, we can't play lands from Yard. 2, 4, 8. We can attack for 8 unblockable. Yeah, it's all a bit annoying. I imagine this game is going to be quite challenging to win, right? Kind of reliant on them drawing nothing now. Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. It just, like, doesn't line up at all, right? Fascinating. You know how this game would go if I played around Quench and just Earthbent my escape tunnel like 2 turns ago? Obviously, it's kind of hard to play around this card because it's probably a one-of. But I would have been playing around Disdainful Stroke at the same time. So there's kind of some merit to that. I think I want to sacrifice this, but I'm not like super high confidence. Because I have the Badgermole that can Earthbend it again. Right. Oh, I guess if I saved it, I could like pump up like an Llanowar Elf aggressively. Whereas now I'm like pretty disinclined to do that. I mean, realistically, it's just very hard to win this game ever now, right? They have Howling Mine in play. We are top decking Mana Dorks every turn. This is a game though, where if we'd drawn Meltstriders, it would have been exceptional. Because when they tapped out for the Curiosity, we'd have killed Bat and then just like basically won the game on the spot. So that is a good data point, right? That's a very, very good data point. Now, you definitely don't want too much of that sort of fight spell thing against them, but I think a small number of copies actually make a lot of sense. Great. Second Howling Mine. Let me see. I guess it's kind of awkward that them blocking like this means we lose our fetch land for top deck nursery purposes. Or we only have the one anyway. One trigger instead of 2. Let me see. Yep. Mm-hmm. Can get rid of the Mightform now. Yeah, slightly hard to know how we get back in this. I guess, like, if we draw a Greenshell and they somehow don't have an answer, things get kind of interesting, but... Obviously they're drawing 3 cards a turn, which makes it slightly improbable they wouldn't have an answer. Mm-hmm. They can activate Sanctuary. Obviously we can block it quite easily, at least for now. Tapping down the Icetill, right. Mm-hmm. They can't attack with the Tidebinder though. We get a removal spell out of them. Maybe maybe that taps them too low? Nope. Tradesies. Fair enough. Resolves. Alright, Nursery off the top. Let's go. Damn, they might actually not be able to counter it if they don't have an annul. That's still a good card. Obviously no Nursery, but... Passing say? Nope. Kind of astonished that I'm not dead yet. Oh, Dimir. At least they draw 4 this turn is the problem. 6. Sorry, I miscounted. They only have so many counterspells in their deck. And there's a Nursery on top for us. 100%. Alright, we can probably call it now, realistically. Highly sad. Draw steps. Game free. I think I meant to keep this. It's obviously awkward, but... 1-drop and 3-drop are like the important things to come by. And our lands do have value. We just have to hope not to flood too much from here on out. I feel like if this was a 6-card hand with four lands, we'd be quite happy, so... Feel pretty obligated to keep and just hope it works out. Considering the matchup, where my opponent's deck is just a pile of removal and interaction. Mm-hmm. Maybe I was just meant to crack a passage. Though if I draw an Ascension, I'm probably going to Earthbend on the passage instead of playing Harmonizer, right? It's slightly immaterial. Playing around Tidebinder. Apparently they're not even holding it up anyway, so who cares? So here's an interesting question. Opponent's holding open 2 mana. Am I casting Harmonizer or firing off Passing Say? If they remove the Harmonizer, there's a greater chance my Greenshell doesn't get removed, which honestly sounds very nice to me. So I guess I'm doing this. It's not like the Earthbending does very much here. Yep, my Sheriff down. I wonder if I was just meant to fetch up a forest, because now I can't play Nursery next turn if I draw it. Obviously I have a Greenshell, I can play anyway, but... Tidebinder, Waiting Room. I mean, if they had Curiosity, they'd have shocked themselves. So maybe there's just like not that much of a rush. Maybe I'm allowed to Passing Say instead of sacking this passage. Sure. Turtle Gaming, you know it. Love the turtle. So I play this, I play around Quench, and then I probably just cast my turtle, one would imagine? Getting in the turtle spirit for the greatest set Magic the Gathering has ever seen. Interesting card. Yes, I'm just saying go. Alright, that is not a curiosity, thank goodness. Obviously I'm going to lose my Greenshell, but it costs them 4 mana to do that. Whoa. Okay. Please no curiosity. Please no curiosity. Please. 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 Thank goodness. Please no owl. Yeah. Kind of stone dead to the owl, and that's fine. Maybe I was meant to Earthbender Ascension first, into potential Quench. Probably the case, actually, right? Yeah. Everyone's a comedian. Quite a good Tidebinder. I don't want to crack the land anyway, because the land is blocking duty. I guess cracking passages doesn't achieve very much other than playing around Owl, which I don't think is a card I have any real interest in playing around. Considering they would have flashed it in response to Ascension. So I guess I'm just saying go. Hoping we find a way to deal with the Siren in the next 5 turns. You believe I can escape the library before I get caught by the owl? That checks out. I too believe this. I'm gonna start getting 2 counters every time, which is pretty nice. Or potentially more than that, I suppose. Yeah. Alright, if I draw a Harmonizer, they die. If I draw Nursery, they die. All of this is true and accurate. That doesn't kill them. It's kind of interesting, though. I guess I want to fight the Siren. It is pretty nice. It is pretty nice. They're not dead, right? Seems exceptionally unlikely. Alright, take out the Siren. I guess I could maybe consider attacking with this Badgermole Cub, but it feels like somewhat ambitious. If I sack this, I can animate another one, right? Probably worth it. Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. Maybe I was meant to fight with the passage so that it would be a better blocker. Because now if they kill Badgermole Cub, our blocks are actually like... Yeah, that seems better. Yeah, I agree. The moment I said it, I'm like, yep, of course. Oh, I remember these memes, Scooter. Excellent memes. Well, I guess I just sack this, right? If they could have killed the Badgermole Cub, they would have killed the Badgermole Cub. Wonder why they didn't crack map. They have another curiosity in hand. Yeah, make second Ascension lethal. True. Oh, well. Am I attacking for 8? One would assume that I do not want this game going forever when they're about to have Howling Mine active. So, I guess so. This way we're threatening lethal next turn. Well, we're threatening chump block territory next turn. But of course, we can always give it trample whenever we want, which is nice. Sacked one and done it again. Yeah, I think I'm only ever putting one counter on this though, right? Because I want to start growing another creature. So I think it's like somewhat immaterial to sack and do again pre-combat. Tramples though, but I want to go wide in case in case they draw removal. So I only ever want to put one counter on this. Like, I'm very specifically really interested in going wide. I guess I would like to animate the blocker instead of animating another Fabled Passage, considering that I can just animate Fabled Passage next turn anyway. Ooh, okay, opponent's drawing 2 cards instead of 1. Also, if they crack this map, they can have me on 2-turn clock, or if they draw Kaito. Which is obviously spooky. Or draw another flyer. Many roads to get to Rome here. They do need to find an answer to this Badgermole. They might need to find 2 answers, because we're wrapping a lot of counters with these Fabled Passages. Well, I believe I want to sack this, because I believe we only need 3 attackers, and I really want to get the double trigger. Imagine if Fleepy just said counter. Might be a bit strong. They don't seem to be getting very much priority right now, which I am a fan of. Oh, they did that. Who knows? Who knows? Well... Spread the trample around, why don't we? Imagine if we were splashing and we only had 10 forests in our deck. Can you imagine? So this Badgermole's dying by the looks of things. Interesting. Tramples for 2. Well, I guess I'm just doing this. So currently we trample for 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're actually threatening lethal with trample damage, I believe. 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 2 more, and then Vayne is 1 more. So they need 2 pieces of interaction here, I believe. Ascension just keeps getting counters. You never stop learning, you know? You never stop learning. They've been slow rolling it. I'm going to be so tilted. Don't you dare. All right. Very nice win. Oh my god. Every point counted. That's insane. Every single point counted. On the draw, this is a snap mole. On the play, it's maybe still a mole on 7, honestly. There are like a bunch of matchups where you would keep this. I just feel like in the dark, you're really meant to look for like something early. And you could have this hand as a 6 and get rid of a card and like still be fine. You just like want something a bit more exciting, right? All right, well, we got rid of this hand as a 7. I think we're going to keep it as a 6. It's also like arguably better than our 7, very slightly. So there's that. Yeah, a bit mopey, indeed. I mean, we do have turn 4 Nursery with Icetill. Maybe we get something done, you know? Chocobo live through Burst Lightning? I guess it won't, because we can't crack in time, yeah. Well, my poor little Chocobo. Goodbye, my friend. You will be missed. Boros Dragons, probably, I imagine, no? Oh! Opponents on Caretakers. Be still my beating heart. Truly baffling play. Okay. Fair enough. I love when my opponent plays bad decks instead of good decks. Same. Technically, we can Icetill. This is really interesting, right? Because I can Nursery, and it's pretty nice. I could also go Icetill, Passage from Yard, play Chocobo, play out Passage, and then my Nursery's making 3 tokens next turn instead of 2. I think this is actually really nice. I think we just chill on the nursery. Yeah, it does make 4, but they also have an opportunity to, like, get lost our nursery and then wrath everything we love and hold dear, is, I guess, my concern. Whereas this way, we, like, maybe kind of force a wrath anyway, before Sapling Nursery comes down. Or we force a get lost and the Sapling Nursery is more likely to live. At least that's my thinking. I don't know if it's right, but, like, that's how I'm seeing the situation. Whoa. Alright, that was not on my, my bingo card, I have to say. They don't have a removal spell. This Chocobo is, clowning the Sajani. It would appear they don't have a removal spell. Well, looking pretty good for us. This is cute. It's not entirely clear to me that cracking this fetch land actually amounts to more damage than waiting and giving trample. I can't say I've run the numbers. Alright. They block these 3, they take 8. We take 11, okay. They play Sweeper, we sack Nursery. I certainly am happy I mulliganed this game. I guess it's not clear they're dead yet. They can go to 12, block 3 things. If they have a removal spell for Chocobo, they're actually, like, still loosely alive. Never mind. They're not loosely alive. They're very dead. Good, good. Red, white tokens. I gotta admit, this one's not in the sideboard guide. So we want every grindy card. I assume we want Surrak as well, right? Because it is a grindy card. Maybe we want, like, an Origin of Metalbending and we take out the Hydras. I wonder if there's any world where they're boarding in Clarion Conqueror against us. Wagon seems bad. I mean, Wagon's good if they're on sweepers, right? But it's bad into tokens, as you're thinking? Turn off Innocents and Caretakers? Oh, that's interesting. They are able to remove it quite easily, and it does hurt us a tiny bit, but I don't know. Yeah, I like Wagon. I'm pro Wagon. Yeah, I think it doesn't... I mean, it's creatures entering that cause the Caretakers to trigger, right? I believe Torpor Orb stops it. Yeah, it works. I thought so. Even then, I'm not convinced I want to board it in necessarily. Maybe it's fine. I'm wondering if I ever want to trim some dorks. I don't know. I mean, for now, I'm just going to fire it off like this, but once we see more of their deck, I might change it a bit more. It's possible that the dorks are just like very unnecessary in this matchup. Because their deck does seem kind of giga slow. I mean, I say that, and now we're going to cast turn 1 Llanowar Elf, and they're not going to have Torch, and we're going to laugh. So, you know. Whoa! Hold up. Fascinating. I guess they are not a Clarion Conqueror deck. Now you're just making up cards, yeah. I'm not convinced I've ever seen this before in my life. Ghost Vacuum's so good against Earthbending, right? Kind of rude. Yeah, it can stop Earthbending. Game might be a little bit challenging. Haha, nice Ghost Vacuum. Oh. Let's see the Sazh. Yeah, I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do that as well, Norm. I ended up preferring this, but I'm really not sure. Yeah, the vacuum is quite annoying. Yeah, I might board in more metal bendings after this game. EVH. It's so annoying that Ghost Vacuum stops the earthbending recurring fetches trick. Oh. Are they dead if they don't have removal? Maybe. So we warp this. We play land. I'm not smart enough for this. I guess we just play Badgermole to lead, right? Alright, if they had removal, they might have hit the Badgermole, so it's certainly looking intriguing. Warp this. Like, this kind of forces them to have spot removal into untap sweeper. We have trample to get past fish. And we have Ascension for another double. So I believe this just works. As far as I'm aware, Emily. Yeah, they need a removal spell, and then they need to untap and sweep us. Otherwise, they can just never win. Oh my god, that was such a nice win. That was insane. That was so sick. Love this deck list. Love playing it. Go check out the guide. It is on my Patreon and on my Metify. You can find it in either of those locations, depending on your preferred one. Definitely go give it a read if you have RCQs, regional champs, set champs, anything like that coming up, and you're considering Mono Green Landfall, go give that guide a read. I'm really proud of it. Definitely worth your time and support. Thank you, thank you. Alright, what? Oh, Reanimator. Reanimator? It's been a minute. Alright, apparently so. I will admit, I've never played the Reanimator matchup before, and my list is not terribly prepared for it, so I guess we'll see how this goes. No. Very rude. I cracked the vein there because I really wanted to use Badgermole Cub as a ramp spell on this Fabled Passage next time. Which apparently we still get to do. Always lucky. Getting in for 5 with the Chocobo. How close to lethal are we next turn? I think we're presenting lethal, right? Because Icetill is +4, Fabled Passage is +1, so we're currently attacking for 12. Oh, my Chocobo! That's kind of an issue. I guess I just want a Greenshell. I hope they don't mill the sweeper. It's obviously kind of weird, because if I play Icetill, I could mill some, like, chunky things to return, but we don't play that many creatures. Okay, they did not mill sweeper, thank goodness. They can still Spider-Man a Deceit, which would be pretty good. Human. Yep, not sure there's a cabin on human. Oh, they are deceasing? Wait, what? Oh, they mistapped. They gave me a moment of hope and stole it away from me. Yep. I guess they can only get rid of one of our haymakers. Fascinating. And there is going to be a lethal Hydra. So they have to deal with it. Or deal with the Icetill. One or the other. Please no sweeper. Please no sweeper. Although if they sweeper us, we get a Greenshell and a couple triggers. Isn't Vayne better here? I'm not sure I understand. They're just both fetches next turn, right? What am I missing? Alright. I mean, this is still quite the board. I will say. And we get to give Trample this Ascension. We're still probably kind of dead, right? At least they can make a very big lifelinker on defense. Yeah, I'm just not sure of the upside there, David. I might be missing something. I guess they do get a lot of lifelink. It feels like we still have decent odds of killing them, right? Menace, I see. Menace. Alright, I should probably work out if I'm killing them. So they're gaining 16. They go to 23. We're gonna get plus 10. I feel like we just kill them on the backswing. Like, almost certainly. It's really hard to me to imagine that doesn't happen. So we want to start with this. Start getting our landfall triggers. And we go for a Chocobo. Get a trigger. Oh. I don't know. I'm hoping this is lethal. 10, 16, 20, and then we have trample plus landfall buffs. It should just be. I guess I do this one pre-combat, because then I gain an extra 2 points. I gain an extra 4 points, sorry. Since I can then Earthbend. I'll catch up with chat in a minute. I'm kind of racing my timer right now. Damn, this was such a nice game to win. We beat Arden. Sorry, we beat turn 4 Deceit off Kavero. So turn 3 removal spell, turn 4 Deceit off Kavero, turn 5 Bringer, bring back Arden, attack you for 16 lifelink, and then they die. And then they get completely destroyed. Shoutouts to Fecund Greenshell. Gotta be my favorite turtle, unlike other turtles that are soon to enter the game. Noah, just bought the deck guide. Any changes you would recommend for specifically RC Milwaukee this weekend? So definitely my list is like very pointedly like prepared for the AC field. I need to sit down and look at it to give like solid opinions. I will say when I was making the guide, I was like half wishing I had a second Surrak in my sideboard. I was also like, I also slightly wonder if like Poor Patch could be interesting by this weekend. I've not actually played against Reanimator before with this deck, so it's going to be interesting. Yeah, very nice game. Very, very nice game. I assume Torpor Orb is good, right? Charm seems like quite bad. I guess Nursery could also potentially be, like, not the most exciting. But it is a way to rebuild. Oh, when I say Paw Patch, I mean formation, not the rabbit. I don't really like the rabbit very much. I think the rabbit's kind of whatever. I wonder if I trim like a couple nurseries. It does seem like a nice thing to have access to sometimes, but could also just get rid of the hydras. I'm aware the hydras can just threaten to kill them. This may be incorrect. I'm going to try this. This is my first time playing the matchup. Just going to figure it out as we go along. If they try and swap into Flock. Alright, I need to look up an actual reanimated deck list. Clearly it's been a minute. The deck has basically dropped off the face of the earth. Sounds just too slow, right? Is it bad that on the draw I could almost see keeping this hand? We have our 1-drop, we have our 2 hate cards. Like, what are we looking for on 5 other than land drops? We're on the draw, we have 26 lands in our deck. I think we're just meant to keep this. Never didn't have it. So true. So true. They find themselves a land drop, sure thing. I guess I really want to Ascension next turn. So notably, if I Lantern, I can hit Bringer. And then if they go to Saga this, we can sack it. Whereas if we Torpor Orb, we don't get to draw a card off of the Saga. I think this is like kind of coherent. And either way, we should have a hate card in play if we really want one. Okay. But we're not cycling this. And obviously there's a world where, like, I could Ascension here and somehow get got, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I just really want to put on pressure. I really need to be hitting their life total. So playing out Ascension seems important to me. I play around like end nonsense. Probably not. I wish I had any idea what these decks look like. Like, I'm looking at a deck list here on Goldfish, but it's just so hard to imagine that everyone builds this deck the same way now that it's like very much tier 2.5. Everyone's gonna have their own weird little takes on it. We want to play around cover up. Yeah, the list I'm looking at doesn't play anything like that, but maybe that is a card that I should be wary of. That's an Arden. Alright. Wish we had a fetch land for this Icetill. Make this game a little bit more chill. Like, it's going fine, but... Nice. Okay. Classic can't beat a single piece of graveyard hate. So we're 5-0 on the day. Seems a bit early. Yeah, maybe that hand just sucks.